The debilitating consequences of type 2 diabetes. Or if we look at Australia, well, let's look at the world as a whole. In the last 40 years, we've seen a fourfold explosion in type 2 diabetes worldwide. And this has actually been even more profound in some communities and countries. In China, for example, there's been a more than 10-fold increase in type 2 diabetes in that time period. In Aboriginal communities here in Australia, about an 80-fold increase in type 2 diabetes over this. 80, yeah, which is, and then we're now seeing type 2 diabetes in kids. In Australia, we're seeing them in kids as young as 7. There's even a famous case of a 3-year-old child with type 2 diabetes in the States. So, this is something that is quite extraordinary. Back in the 60s, type 2 diabetes was virtually unheard of. We're now seeing around about 250 cases of type 2 diabetes every single day in Australia. So there's about 1.7 million Australians with type 2 diabetes, and there's about 2 million with pre-diabetes. So this is really diabetes waiting to happen. And there are some areas of Australia, some poorer socio-economic areas particularly, such as Greater Western Sydney, where half of the adults have type 2 diabetes or pre-diabetes for the first time in history. A nutritional disease and a preventable disease. So this is quite extraordinary. And I think it's driven by our modern diet, which is high in sugar, refined carbohydrates, which to me are sugar in disguise, and also highly processed foods is driving this.